There we go.
There we go. I thought I'd switch it up.
Sheesh, it took a second.
Use a mic of my own.
So 25 Slays of Christmas.
Oh, we jumping in? We doing it? So it's 25
18?
Sleighs of Christmas, Sleigh 18. And let me
18.
say, I'm actually really glad we are almost done with this shit. I am so fucking sick of watching Christmas horror movies.
I felt
Sleigh
that. I
18.
felt that today.
I don't know what order you think we're going in, but Sleigh 18, I got
I think
sleigh bells for 18.
yeah, so that's the exact movie that made me be like, I'm pretty much fucking done with this Christmas shit.
So I'm gathering from your text message a little while ago when you completed the movie that you were not a fan. Not a fan.
No, not really, man.
So Sleigh Bells, I believe, came out in I think it was 2018. I didn't write that one down. I think if I had to give a one-word review on this movie, I would say lopsided. I feel like lopsided is a good word to describe this movie as a whole because
It's weird.
like, so right out the gate, the opening slapped. I mean, the opening like credits, the music playing and everything. I was like, oh, okay, dope. Like these credits are pretty decent. You know, I was surprised to see that one of the executive producers on this movie was Darren Lynn Bozeman, who directed Saw 2, 3, 4, and Repo: The Genetic Opera. And so I was like, okay, interesting.
I can get on board with that.
And I love like a batshit crazy movie. Like I like it when I usually I like movies like this that are just like these really out there concepts. I don't know. I was digging it, and then about like I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes in, I was like, I'm over this. I'm over this. The gimmick is not working for me anymore, and I was kind of over it. And that's where that lopsidedness comes into play, because I was like, this is fun, and until it just got old after a while. I will say that the three main chicks, I feel like they had really good chemistry. So the movie is about essentially these YouTube chicks who have a channel and they go to Santa Land, where somehow Krampus gets awakened and they got to team up with Santa to defeat Krampus. There's some cool stuff in this movie, but I think one of the biggest questions I have walking away from this, and especially walking away from the 25 Sleighs, is why do people in low budget movies, because this was actually one with better acting, I'm not gonna lie, like the three main chicks, I felt like the three main chicks were pretty decent, but then like outside of that, I saw another review that said all the supporting characters are a mixed bag, which I could totally agree with.
There's some like porn-esque quality acting in it.
There most definitely is. I actually had to look it up because I thought one girl was a porn star, like one of those two girls. I was like, I think she's.
I got the vibe.
It turns out she's just a YouTuber. She's just a YouTuber. So just shy of porn star. So for all of you, apparently her name is Hannah Minks. So for all of you Hannah Minks YouTube fans out there, you probably already know about this movie.
You're like, hell yeah.
And I honestly though, her character made me laugh the most. She was the ditzy one in the blue costume. She had a lot of like really solidly, like I laughed out loud, like funny moments. But what I was saying before is I don't know what it is about low budget movies and why people don't know how to curse. Like, have you noticed that? Because in this movie, every single time, and apologies to my mother for this episode because she's already said
sorry,
something.
moms.
She's like, you guys curse too much.
Yeah, we do.
I learned it from her, so it's all good.
Hey, to be fair, I was a sailor, so.
Hey, there you go. You're qualified. But in this movie, like every time, they're always like, fucking, like they gotta hit it like they're really like, I don't like, why can't you just say fucking like a normal person? Like why can't you curse like a normal person? Like nobody seems to be able to like use curse words properly in low budget movies for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just really couldn't get into this one because this was the third one I had watched in a row of movies.
So right, I flipped it because I kind of felt the way about the third movie as well.
I was like, another Krampus movie, like another one with a Krampus. Like, why does Krampus always have to be this bad guy? Why can't he just be like, what's up? Like the first
Krampus. That's what
Krampus is. Yeah, I know.
But it just goes to show that Krampus really did do Krampus pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing that one first, how's any other movies Krampus? I'm gonna be like,
that was our first Krampus for the season.
I mean, this one was all right. There were some funny moments. There was a funny kill in it that I did enjoy. So I mean, it's not It's not terribly bad,
Which
but
one
I
was
was
that?
just like
Spoilers, of course, as usual.
when the girl was like, I was kind of working on the website and stuff at the same time, so I was like doing two things at once. But I looked over and she was talking to a dude, and she's like, saying something. He's like, "You're my girlfriend, of course," and she's like, "Oh, we're dating now," and he's like, "Yeah," and then that horn right
That
through the chest.
that almost made my Slays of the Week. It made my finalist list for sure because I thought that was hilarious. Again, and it was that
Yeah,
character, that Hannah Minks character, that like she just had a lot of really funny moments in this.
I think that one might have to make the list, so it might
That
make
that
an appearance.
that one I really enjoyed that one. It's like I'm your girlfriend, and then he just
Yep.
gets fucking murdered.
I
I
love that shit.
got a good laugh out of that one for sure. The other chick in this movie, like I won't call her the main chick, but like the more serious one, the one that wasn't involved in the YouTube group and just kind of like got dragged along. She looks so familiar. I was like, I know I just saw this chick in a movie. I was like, what did I see this chick in? And she's actually been in a lot of things, but what I just saw her in was Rob Zombie's Halloween. She's
All
one of
right.
Laurie's friends, and
Right.
I was like, I knew I just saw her, so I did just watch that back in October, and she was in the new Hellboy. Because I was like, what are you doing here? You're way too good for this movie. I feel like you're the best actress in this whole goddamn production. Like, what are you doing? Because the third girl of the bunch, this is a movie that is like, you don't need to be told that a dude made this.
Right,
You
right.
don't need to see the name. I mean, there are so many lingering shots of this girl's tits throughout the movie. Like
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
and I
Yeah.
mean they make it pretty obvious a few times, like where they make like blatant jokes, but there are other shots in this movie that are literally framed like around her like tits. And I was like, there's a few of them that I was just like, what the fuck? Some of the editing was like just sloppy as fuck. I was just like, what the hell is
Just throw
going
the
on?
boobs back on. Who cares?
Dude, they did that sometimes. They just kind
No,
of
I
would like
know.
cut to the boobs, and then there was when like Krampus first shows up and they're in the cooler and they start to run out. It did this weird cut to like they had all already run out, but then it like does a cut to like the Hannah Minks character, like it cuts to like her face reacting, but it's like she's running, and then it goes right back to like them running. I'm like, what just happened here?
No sense.
I do think it's a good example of I've been trying to say for years, a movie, even though it's low budget, does not have to look bad. And I think this was a movie that like they did the most with what they had as far as budget goes. Because like I thought like the Krampus character design, like all the effects in this movie were pretty solid actually, especially when it was like the practical effects. Anytime I started to get into the computer generated stuff, it was pretty shoddy. But I was actually pretty impressed by the Krampus in this.
True.
It definitely seemed like Darren Lynn Bozeman got his fucking checkbook out, and
Yeah.
they splurged on some things, and then they were like, "Fuck." we didn't spread
Whoops.
this out very well. It's like we got a few decent actors. We shelled out on old Krampus over there, and that was it.
Computer stuff doesn't cost much, does it? Whoops. That's probably
Clearly,
what there was like.
clearly it does.
Yeah, I mean it was all right. It wasn't that long, so I enjoyed that, but it was just a,
Mhm.
a very weird story
Yeah, yeah,
all
that
in
it
all.
was. I didn't
I
mind that
I
necessarily.
didn't mind it either, but then when you get to the ending, it was just like, eh,
I was like, whatever. I didn't give a
yeah.
shit. What like
And you
that
know what? You
reveal
could
and
you could really just blame it on the fact that this is the 18th fucking movie we've had to watch
right,
that's kind of
right.
like this, but either way.
It was definitely on the lower scale thing because I read when I was looking at other people's reviews of this. I have to agree with somebody who said the first and third acts are pretty decent, but that second act is just so slow. I mean, nothing happens. Nothing happens when they're like holed up in Santa's house. And they also made a comment about like all the scenes that keep jumping back to like the police station. Like there was
Right.
a lot of moments in this movie where I'm like, what is this bit you're doing right now? Like, why are you doing this? It doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Like you're just trying to like do a bit, like to do a bit. I don't know. I don't know that
No.
that twist, especially. I feel like if we flipped watching this one and the second one that I watched, so I think it was the first one you watched. I feel like if I flipped that, this twist would have been even worse. Which like it wasn't even that good to begin with. But like
Right.
I knew very early on. It's like okay, I liked the concept that Santa and Krampus were like connected like that. I thought that was cool. I thought they were going to do more with it. I saw this coming from a mile away that they were going to have to do something like that. And as soon as she just like looks at Santa, and it was so quick. You know, they have this shitty like twist ending with this awful actress playing Mrs. Claus apparently, who was
Right.
like this trashy bartender earlier in the movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now she's just a trashy, pissed off, crazy ex
Biker.
version of Mrs. Claus. And then the way she was just like overacting and like fucking grinding on Krampus and everything, I was like, this movie does have a Krampus dick in it though. So I don't know where you can find that anywhere else.
There's that. Sheesh.
Yeah, sheesh is right. Yeah, but then like when she just like starts taking off, and I didn't really understand the plan either. Like I feel like they were just like whatever,
She's just mad.
whatever. She's just mad at Santa, and she's gonna take over Christmas somehow with
Well,
Krampus.
she
They're
was
fucking
mad
now.
that she's depicted as a fat old lady.
Right, right,
That's
right,
what
right,
they're
right,
saying. So she's
right.
about to take that shit back. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, by like taking over the world and like killing everybody and sending them to like okay, whatever. I thought
Who
it
in
was
the
pretty
hell
dumb, and then it was
knows?
so short lived because like pretty much like they leave and then chick looks at Santa and she's like, because they shoot Krampus and Santa's like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
She's
she's
just
like,
like,
y'all are
yo,
connected.
sorry Santa, and Santa just he takes it like a champ. This one did almost make my slays of the week for sure. It made my like my list,
Him
little
getting
finalist list, but
just cut there
I was just, he did. He took it like a champ. He for Christmas, for
for
Christmas.
Christmas. He gave her the nod.
Yeah, just a little do it, the do it nod, and then lops his head off.
Woof.
And I was like, okay, cool,
All right,
I can dig that.
all right, all right. I'm
But
with you.
yeah, overall, pretty lopsided movie. I don't know, man. You got anything else to add on this one?
The only other thing I got is that did inspire me to make a pretty good drink in this nice Santa Claus mug I got right here. It's all festive over here.
I had some hot cocoa earlier, but I finished
It,
it
this
prior
is
to
this is
recording.
this is a little bit harder than
I
the
would
cocoa.
assume you'd need the hard stuff after that. Honestly, this was one that for me, I feel like I gave it kind of a high score based off of because I had to look back at the other scores we've given. And like I said, for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, that point 0.5 is for potential. And so for me, I did have fun with this movie. And like I said, the point 0.5 is going to be for potential. I'm going to go with 6.5 on this one for myself.
I'm gonna go with a 5 on this one. 5 out of 10. It
Yeah,
was
give or
okay.
take.
It had a couple good moments in it, but overall, it was a stretch to catch my attention on this. And honestly, I just chalk it up to being horror Christmas out at the moment. And I
Yeah.
was just, I don't know. I couldn't. I wanted to get into it, but I could not. So I have to give it a 5 out of 10 on the slays list.
Makes sense. Yeah. Give it 5 Krampus sticks out of 10.
5 Krampus sticks down.
I feel
That's
like
about
there's something else I was going to say about this. Oh, I was going to ask you, how do you feel about this Santa Claus?
Biker Santa at first. It's weird.
My biggest issue with him is that he just screamed like lines all the time that were like the same line over and over again. Krampus, Krampus. Who is it? It's
Crap.
Krampus. He kept doing it over and over and over and
Yeah.
over again. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? You just yelled Krampus 14 times in a row. They asked you a question and you just kept yelling Krampus. And it's like, make a decision here. Is he Santa
Krampus.
Claus or is he some crazy, version of Santa Claus? Like, I don't know, man.
I
Lopsided,
would. I just
uneven.
wasn't that into it. Yeah, I wasn't into it. I like Krampus more than Santa.
I feel like you about talked my score down over the course of this. It does
I just
happen.
it does. Sometimes it happens, man.
You can find sleigh bells on Amazon Prime. I didn't look into other places, but you can definitely find it on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is your go-to place for Christmas horror movies. I will say that you can find just about anything
Anything.
imaginable on Amazon Prime, as I found out today.
Yeah, it's pretty much all on there if you got that preemie, which it pays to have it.
It absolutely does.
It
But
pays to have it.
all right.
Well, I guess we'll have to slay you later and go watch some more fucking Christmas movies.